One of the things I love so much about expressive painting is how we all see different things and translate what we see onto our pages in our own way. Hi, I'm Shelly Perkins. I'm a travel and wildlife artist, and I'm here at the Grand Canyon to paint this landscape scene with you. Something special about this view is the way the rock formations fade into the distance, and I'll be trying to recreate that look. It can seem a little overwhelming to translate sweeping views like this into a painting. So I'm going to give you an overview of how I turned this vast landscape into this expressive line and wash painting. I'm working plein air, on location, using the breathtaking view as my only reference. I'm using watercolour and pen, working in a hot press paper sketchbook. So the first step with translating an endless view like this into a landscape composition is to decide what to include. And I'm going to start by very loosely sketching out the key features in pencil to make sense of how I want them to sit on the page. I'm thinking about this disappearing scene almost in tiers, like layers of the landscape stepping back and lightly sketching what I see so those distances read clearly. Now I'm continuing with the pencil work, refining the bigger, looser shapes and adding a bit more clarity. I'm also keeping in mind that we'll define this more in pen later, so the pencil stays quite open. As I finish up the pencil stage, I'm thinking about where I want stronger lines and where I can keep things simpler. You really could spend a long time here, but I'm going to leave the pencil there because the paint and then the pen will do a lot of the describing. For painting this scene, I'm using a size 12 brush, and it's got a really sharp point which I love because I can do washes and also get into the more detailed areas using the tip. So I'm just wetting that sky area to start with. Then I'm mixing up a colour for my sky, which actually looks quite desaturated today. And I'm laying that in while the paper's wet so the pigment spreads across the damp paper softly. So next I'm starting to mix up those lovely canyon colours. There's this warm overall colour, a really rich yellow. So I'm starting with that yellow ochre and also using Hansa Yellow Deep to bring that richer warmth in. One of the nice things about working out in this heat is the paint dries really quickly. The paper down here is dry, so I can keep moving forwards quite naturally. As I place these canyon colours, I'm watching how they sit against the sky and distance. I'm using the side of the brush in places, then the tip to shape edges. And that sharp point means I can really stay expressive but still describe the forms. Now I'm strengthening the canyon structure, building up the darker areas and defining those main shapes more clearly. If something feels too strong, I'll just clean the brush and slightly desaturate it, so there's a lot of adjusting as I go. I should say here that this painting is one of my step-by-step tutorials in Nature Studio. So if I'm whizzing through too quickly for you here, you can paint this with me in real time in the full-length class over at naturestudio.com. The last part of this painting step is bringing in some of those green notes to the vegetation sitting on the rock, using a flicking technique to create the impression of textured foliage. Now I'm revisiting those rock colours, that warm red-orange colour, and then adding in a little Payne's grey to lift the hue and describe areas that feel greyer down here. I continue developing those rocky canyon shapes with my brush strokes, nudging colour, deepening where it needs it, and keeping the marks feeling loose and lively. Here I'm helping the structure to emerge before I come in with the pen work next, and it's already feeling really rewarding seeing the sense of depth coming through. With the paint dry, I'm now starting to introduce some line work using a pale grey waterproof pen. There's so much that you can do with pen to accentuate the features in a landscape. You really could spend a long time adding in definition and detail if you wanted to. Here I'm aiming for flowing, expressive pen work that loosely suggests those fractured rock textures without tightening everything up. Then I move back to paint again, and here I'm bringing in more of the cool notes. There's almost a real blue shadow in places, so I'm picking those out, and it's really adding depth and distance across the canyon. After those cooler blues, I go back into warmer colour again, pushing more of that rich orange yellow so the canyon glow really comes through. I'm also using some paint flicks to add energy and texture to some of the rock surfaces. Then back with the pen again. I'm continuing that loosely descriptive line work across the canyon, Because it's waterproof, it sits beautifully over the paint, and I'm enjoying the way the lines create the contrast sense of structure and texture while still keeping everything overall loose and expressive. At this point, I was happy with how my landscape painting was looking, so I decided to call it a day. One of the things I love so much about expressive painting is how we all see different things and translate what we see onto our pages in our own way. Here are paintings by Nature Studio members who took the full-length version of the class with me. Each has approached the same scene in their own unique way. The step-by-step version of this class is one of a collection of my travel art tutorials included with Nature Studio membership, where you will also find hundreds more nature-themed art tutorials in a range of styles. You can find out more at naturestudio.com. That was so much fun for me, and I hope it was for you too. This truly is a special place, and I think I've captured the feeling it gives me in this painting.